which Maryland Monroe came to part. Moving down towards the crossing, you'll see, if you look up on the hill there, you'll see a Rat Switzer engine. We've outfitted that Switzer engine with a simulator, so you can actually simulate running the Switzer. Also, coming through the crossing, you'll see another 683. That's the last standard piece. When you come around the curve here, we're going to see our roundhouse, and in front of the roundhouse, you can see our turntable. We have a volunteer working the turntable today, so be sure to come down there and he'll let you move the turntable. Small kids are actually able to move it. It weighs over 55 tons, but it's perfectly balanced. Of course, when you put 491 on there, it becomes very, very heavy. It takes it on through. Person won't do it. We're going up the hill very slowly. The reason for that is this is a 4% grade. That means for every 100 feet we go horizontally, we go up 4 feet in altitude. That's a C grade for any train. We're being pulled by 1955 diesel electric engine built by General Electric. It has 2 Detroit diesel engines which power generators, which in turn create electricity, which then runs electric motors on the wheels to power us up the mountain. If you look on the back side of the roundhouse, you'll see a green light hanging over a doorway. That's our visitor gallery. Be sure to stop by there. You can see what's going on in the roundhouse. We're doing the restoration of a Midland terminal car. They used to run out of Colorado Springs up into the South Park. So be sure to stop by and see what we're doing. It's a green Union Pacific for the maintenance away vehicle car for months. As the men were not working on the tracks. Coming up next to us is the Rio Grande Southern car. It's a business car, but originally was named the Rico car. And that was used by a famous photographer named Henry William Jackson, who traveled throughout the Southwest, filming the mines and trains and towns and people and settlers. He used that car to develop his master photographs. Also, you'll see engines 12 and 14 used to run on the Georgetown Loop Railroad. Those are called Shea engines. Be sure to walk up on the other side to see the engines because they're different than normal steam engines. Normal steam engines have horizontal pistons which drive the wheels. Those have vertical pistons on the right side, which in turn power gears, which in turn power drive shaft, so that makes the engine either an all-wheel drive construct. If you look on the other side of these 2 black stock cars, you'll see a black diesel electric T-71. That was purchased in 1955 by the Rio Grande Western Railroad, brand new for the electromotive division of General Motors. Yep. They bought it to power all their passenger trains, including the California Zephyr, the Rio Grande Zephyr, and the Winter Park Ski Train. That F9 engine is probably the most photographed F9 engine in the country. You also get a view of our Garden Railway by our volunteer organization. The lower level, ground level tracks, they run D-scale electrified trains, private trains, and on the elevated track, they actually run miniature live steam engines. Also coming up are some vintage cars from the Manitoba Pike Steam Tug Railway. Engine number 1 coming up here, operated from the late 1890s up until the 1960s. You notice there's a center track called the rack. The top wheel comes into the rack. Also coming up on the inside of the loop is our Brickville Library. We have the most extensive collection of information, maps, and artifacts of the majority of railroads around Colorado in the last 40 years plus. Also, if you look on the outside of the loop, towards the back, you'll see an engine 191. That's the oldest surviving steam engine in Colorado. In this heyday, it could go about 10 to 12 miles an hour for 1 or 2 cars. Also on the outside of the loop is 5629. That's the largest steam engine in our collection. It's one of the largest steam engines ever built. It was built during World War II. During its heyday, it could go 77 electric cars and speed up to 100 miles. Also, if you look on the inside of the loop here, you can see a black car. That's a Burlington business car. Business car 96. Built for the president of the Railroad. diesel steam engine. It's a coal-fired. It's the largest coal-fired steam engine in operation in Colorado. Installed number 2 is engine 20 was started back on the Lawrence and Triple Creek Railroad, going up Canyon Canyon to the gold mining district from Victor to Triple Creek, Colorado, which is in the early 1900s. That engine's one of our Bowie Star engines. It was what we call the ticket for Tomahawk, which Maryland and Pearl played a big part. That railroad went out of business when their main line was destroyed by a major flood, and they sold that engine to the Rio Grande Southern, and it ended its service life on the Rio Grande Southern. Roads actually pieces around the property. You can see the transport down there in the northeast corner of the roundhouse. Its boiler has been sent down to the Durango and Silverton for inspection and repairs. It's a 15-year service required by the Federal Railroad Agency. So when it's all done, it'll be roadworthy, and we can take it down the road to the Durango and Silverton or in the It's a railway car that just went by, car number 50. When it came to us, it had been owned by a rancher who used it as a barn. It's the last surviving rolling stock of the Uinta Railroad, which ran between Mac, Colorado, and Western Grand Junction, up into Utah to service the Gilsonite mines. When it came to us, it had nothing on the interior. We had to totally restore it and rebuild it. Our volunteers had to work for old black and white photographs in order to restore the interior. The interior now is just gorgeous, and it's like it was when it was used on production on the Uinta Railroad. You notice a refrigerator car here, the orange car, number 167. If you look on the top, on both ends of that car, those metal hatches. Workers would climb up there, open those hatches, and drop big blocks of ice in there into an area called the bunker, and the bunkers would cool the car down to transport perishable goods like Palisade peaches. That technology of using ice was actually used up until the mid-1960s when the ice was replaced by mechanical refrigeration. Also, on the south side of the Alpine Tunnel building, you'll see a green car. That's the Colorado and Southern Railway Post Office. Be sure to stop by there. It's one of the finest railway post office cars in existence. That car used to run between Bones, Montana, City, Denver, down to Fort Worth, Texas. It was actually short tail off the railroad.
Now you can say you rode on a train.
You can see an old boxcar here of the Lawrence and Triple Creek Railroad, the one I mentioned. That's our engine 20 used to work on that railroad. Lawrence and Triple Creek, during its heyday of the early 1900s, used to be serviced by 3 different train lines, bringing in as many as 45 trains a day, bringing people and mining goods and other goods into the gold district. And then they would carry out people and gold ore down the Colorado Springs. They were found in Colorado Springs.
Yeah, it's Monday. Day road. We have one of the guys to take care of the little part. We have like
So Seraphine, how are you liking your very first train ride? Is it amazing? What?
Again, the reason we're going so slowly up the hill is this is a 4% grade. For every 100 feet we go horizontally, we go up 4 feet in altitude. It's a very steep grade. Our train's been pulled by 1955 General Electric Diesel Electric. It has 2 Detroit diesels in it that power generators. that produce electricity.
No, you're okay.
Then run electric motors on the wheels to power the string.